Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. Again, thank you for joining us for Big Data Days 2024, day number 2, track 2. We are very, very fortunate to have Pankaj joining us today, taking us on a slightly different topic. And again, this is actually a topic that is of interest to me. Specifically, Pankaj, we're going to be showcasing on the insurance revolution, right? How AI and big data will reshape the industry itself. So we hope to hear some thought leadership from Pankaj. Hi, Pankaj, how are you doing?
Hi, John. Thank you for a great introduction. I'm
No
looking
worries. So
forward to
I'm going to look forward for you to share some thought leadership, how this is really going to reshape the industry in that sense. So take us through this topic. Over to you, Pankaj.
Sure, John. Thank you, everyone, for joining this session, and welcome to the Big Data Day 2024. It is a big privilege for me as well to be a speaker on these sessions. Right. So, just to give you a little bit background about me, I'm working as a senior technical business analyst at Sapiens. I do have more than 15 years of experience with different domain tools and technologies for in the big data and the AI workspace. My experience covers the areas like the business and data modeling, business strategies, legacy system modernizations, and to take the data from different legacy systems to cloud platform. So being said that this topic, all the industry sectors are jumping into the AI and big data, and this is also very exciting for me. And moving back to the insurance, we insurance companies used to rely mostly on the historical data and used to build their spatial models and make the decisions. But with all this data available now, the power of AI, things are changing fast, right? So in this session, we will see how the insurance companies how the insurance companies are making use of big data and power, and then how to make the personalized plan for each customers, how to catch the fraud for more easily, predict and prevent the problem before they happen, and how the big data and AI is helping the insurance industry to speed up the claim process. Okay. So you can see on the agenda side we have the high level of introductions for AI and big data, and I'm sure like all the attendees here, they don't need a specific introduction to these two topics. But still, from the insurance side, I would like to explain how these two fields are getting used, right? Also, I will explain like how the big data is getting raised into a insurance industry. What are the different factors? What are the different devices or medias, or different sources are available for in the insurance industry? How the data is coming into different sources. We also see a risk assessment, and we also see a claim process. Uh, I will see how the companies are personalizing their insurance products like policy, claim, and billing system, and what are the different factors they are using. And as you know that like with the added factor from AI, there is ethical issues as well. So that we will also cover those part, and we'll give you some um, short conclusion about the future trends and technologies. So regarding the big data, right? So if I want to explain, like big data is just not about the specific size anymore, right? It is more about the organizational ability to handle the increasing the volume, velocity, and the variety of the data. For instance, in the insurance field, you can see that the data is might be evolved the massive amount of policyholders records, claim records, right, invoices, medical images, and the data from the wearable devices like smartwatch and health tracker, right? AI and big data are changing this industry worldwide, and their impact on the insurance sector is particularly profound. That's what I think. So AI and big data is streaming the operationals while enhancing the predictive capabilities. This transformation from the traditional and the manual process to the technology driven methodologies signifies the significant paradigm shift in the insurance landscape. By adopting the insurance by adopting the AI and big data in the insurance companies, not only optimizing their operational efficiencies, but also position themselves in the pioneering the customer centric markets, right? The current market is taking care of the customer values, their predictions, their understanding what their expectations are, and based on the based on the different datas, the insurance company is also changing their behavioral patterns, like their premiums, their rating algorithms. So if you see here, right, um, so in as like in some other industries as well, the data for in the insurance industry is coming from the different data sources. In the past, insurance companies depend mainly on the historical data and static models to access the risk, to build their algorithm, and to set the price. But today they can leverage a wider range of data sources to create a more complete picture of yeah, for picture of each customers, right? And this slide, you can see that the three ways big data is being used in the insurance. The data is coming from connected devices, social medias, and public records, right? The connected devices such as smartwatches, fitness trackers, home security system provide a real-time insights into the customer habits. This can be used to um, you know um, used to create more accurate risk assessment. That is what I think. And the specifically for if you think about the auto insurance, right? Think about the safe driving discount based on the telematic data. So what companies are doing, like they are building the telematic device which is getting installed into your the vehicle, and that is that device will understand your driving patterns, your risk factor, and based on that the premium is getting calculated. So it is nothing but the data is getting created huge for all the insurance companies, that is getting stored into a different sources, right? Like the telematic data is getting stored into a different source, social media data which is coming from different social media platform, and and it is also representing the customer lifestyle. This data, public records like driving histories, good versus bad standing with the point system, right? Property informations, legal filing. These all data are coming from the different sources and getting stored into one of the centric locations. So if you see here, so expected by the year of 2025, we are expecting 755 zillions of data which is getting created, and it is a huge data that need to be and with your traditional process, it is very difficult or going to be impossible to or maybe a time consuming process to go and check all your data and speed up the claim process. So going forward, AI, it's going to be a very important going to take a very important part to go and check how this data is coming from different sector, how we are integrating those data. So um, you know the AI driven risk assessment, as I mentioned, the these risk assessments are getting calculated onto a different six different stages, like data integration, pattern recognition, predictive analytics, real time processing, automate the learning and decision supports, right? Imagine the system that can analyze the vast amount of data from connected devices, social media, and public records. Through the machine learning, the AI can identify the pattern and predict the future claim with incredible accuracy. This real time analysis ensure the risk assessment are always up to date and continuously improve as the system learn. Right. So if we think about the data integration, as I mentioned, that the data is coming from the different data sources and different media sources, like your yeah, your smartwatch, social media, public records, right? So all these devices are getting stored. All these devices, they are storing their data into a different sources. uh, uh, we have policy records, we have invoice records. All those records are getting stored into different sources. There are multiple APIs are involved, web services are involved, right? So to integrate all that data from one source to from multiple source to a single source, it's getting a tedious job. But with the help of AI and big data technologies, we are integrating all this data into a single data source, which is helping the the end user or adjuster and the underwriter to process the claim as fast as they can. Also pattern recognition, right? If uh, there we are using a multiple machine learning algorithm, and with the help of AI, we are identifying the pattern between the different data, like their historical approach of how the customers are using their vehicles, or how the customers are using their policies, how many claims are there. These kind of data are getting recognized as a part of pattern recognition. And predictive analytics is nothing but, like, the insurers are getting help with the help of machine learning and AI, like how many claims we are expecting if there is particular weather conditions, and then in that situations, like how the or how many areas are getting impacted, maybe because of the hailstorm. To give you the background, like, with the help of AI and monitoring tools, right, I have helped one of my insurance client to identify 25,000 plus fraud drivers. We have collected with the uh, you know with the telematic devices. We have collected their driving patterns, their visited locations, right? And based on that, some of the we have what we have identified, they have registered their vehicle for personal use, but they are using that for a commercial use. So if you are using your vehicle for a commercial use, in that case you have to follow a different policy structure. Your premium will be different. So that algorithm which I have built for one of my client, that is helping my client to track those kind of users, and to give a red flag on them. Okay. So transforming the claim process, as you see that, um, uh, as you see that, the here in the right side, there are multiple factors are getting considered, like as and when we are having any claim against any policy, right? So AI is transforming the insurance claim process by automating those different stages. When the customer file the claim, AI technologies expedite the handling of the documents and damage assessment and pay out the determinations. This automation leads to a faster claim resolution, significantly cut down a processing time, and minimize the human resource. So if you see here in the graph, right, we have initial contact, data entry, assessment, review, approvals, and payout. These are the different high level factors or high level stages as and when the claim is getting into the system. The initial when the initial contact is happen, if you see with the traditional process, only for the initial contact it's getting a 5 days. For a data entry, we can see 4 more days are getting used. to access your to do the complete assessment for initial contact and data entry. The assessment is taking at 3 to 4 days. The review is also taking almost to 5 days, and then the approval and then payout. So overall, from end to end process, if you see, it's taking almost a 23 days from start to end, as and when the claim is getting into the system. But with the AI process, the initial contacts data entry is so fast. Assessment and review process is happening automatically, right? And at the end, there will be adjuster than the reviewer. They will come, they will access this data, the final, and they will take the final review, and they will approve your claim. So this is very deal breaking for the insured person. Consider if someone is in the need of the paycheck. They are in the critical conditions and they are still struggling with the claim process. That is giving them a extra the extra stress. But with this AI process, as the claim is just processing in a 7 days, that is a kind of big relief for them as well. Okay, moving forward. um, yeah, and during this time, if you have any question, just let me know. Feel free to post in the chat. Okay, so in this slide, we can see a personalized insurance products, right? So as I mentioned, companies are moving toward the personalized insurance product, like for a policy claim, and the billing systems, right? For policy crafting, what insurance companies are doing, they are using the personal data. Insurance companies can make the customer policies, custom policies that match the each customer unique with their risk level, right? And the behavioral based prices, as I mentioned, like the auto insurance companies, they are they can come up with the uh, best approach to give you the some good pricing. So to explain these points, I have selected one case study. This is a Metro Mile. It is an insurance based company. They are charging paper mile. So so as my other insurance client, Metro Mile also offer a unique insurance model, and this is not a public advertisement or paid advertisement. This is just a case study which is available out there, so I have just picked to explain in this session. Okay, so as I mentioned, just like my other insurance client, Metro Mile also offer a unique insurance model where a customer only pay for the miles they drive, right? So this will be a deal breaker for a low mileage driver who are traditionally overcharged by the traditional insurance plan. So after the COVID, a lot of companies are giving the opportunity to work from the home, right? Or maybe a hybrid work, just to work 2 or 3 days from the home. So with this approach, like there are a lot of drivers, they are not driving too much. They are using their vehicle only for 2 or 3 days, and the rest of the day they are working from the home. So their use of the vehicles or the miles they drive is very less. So this new plan, really helping them to keep the premium flexible. Metro Mile, I mean, Metro Miles track the driving behavior through the telematic devices installed in the vehicles. This data, includes the mile driven, time of day, at what time you start the your journey, from which location, what is the traffic areas, right? The also they check like how do you use your vehicle, your braking events, right? Based on this data, safe drivers receive a significant discount on their premium. Like if you are driving your vehicle within non-traffic hours, right, or some specific time of the day, then based on that, from location A to B, your premium is getting calculated. Metromile use the historical data and machine learning to predict the future driving patterns as well. This allows them to offer the personalized quote and policy recommendations to better suit the individual needs, right? Metromile, they also have multiple flexible plans, right? They understand the driving habits can change over the time. They offer a flexible plan that allow the customers to adjust their coverage based on their the anticipated driving need. For example, like as I mentioned, few employees, if they are driving to a office 5 days, and then on the weekend they are not driving that much, so they have a flexible plan for Monday to Friday, and then Saturday Sunday some different premium. So, with this AI and big data based new approach, customers are getting multiple benefits, and like to mention that, like the fair and transparent pricing, rewards, safe driving, and the customization and flexibility are the 3 points which is the eye catching for me. Like with this AI and big data, the fair pricings are happening. If you are driving from location A to B, only your premium is getting charged for that particular period of time. Rewarding the safe driving. If you are a safe driver, if you don't have any history, you don't have any records or points on your license, as well as if you don't have any harsh driving patterns, then your pricings are pricings are different. Also, the customer can choose the plan, as I mentioned, and adjust the coverage based on their individual driving needs. Okay, so moving forward, um, as we know that AI offer incredible opportunity to to understand the risks and and to do the assessments, right, and personalize the insurance product. However, with these added advantages, this power must balance with the ethical considerations and the robust regulations, right? Data privacy and the bias of the actions in the AI algorithms are the key concerns. Uh, we know that like the AI is helping us to move the data from the multiple sources to the central locations. There are a lot of private data are involved: your SSN number, your driving data, your driving patterns, your visited locations, what are the locations you are getting visited during your vacations, right? These are all your privacy data. Your health conditions, as well as your lifestyle. All these datas are getting collected from the different data sources, like your smartwatch, your health tracker, your social medias. With this, there is a biggest concern with the data privacy, but AI has a great tools to make multi-level authentications and to encrypt your data, right? There is also a concern about the algorithmic bias consider, right? Let me explain you the scenario, like how these ethical violations and AI can harm the customer in the insurance industry. In the insurance company, right, they are using the AI access tools and life cycle policies, right? AI algorithms are trained on the historical data sets and unintentional biases. For example, the data might show correctness between the zip codes and the health outcomes, but it does not account for socio-economical factors that contribute to the health outcome. Consider, like you are staying in some XYZ zip code, and that XYZ zip code is considered as unhealthy. So for that XYZ vehicle, even though you are healthy, your premium will be depend on your zip code. So this is a kind of the drawback from the insurance. It it used to be a drawback from the insurance company side, but they are changing their patterns, they are changing their data points and adding and trying to modify the algorithm, trying to collect more data, and putting all the data factors into algorithm, so that these biases will be you know removed out. So as a part of this, I think there are some consequences as well, like and one of the consequence I think is unfair pricing, like customer, as I mentioned, customer living in a certain zip code, potentially lower income areas, right, could be denied coverage or receive a significant higher premium due to the bias algorithm, even if they are personally healthy. This scenario could disproportionately affect the minority groups if the historical data used to train the AI reflect the existing data patterns. Also, we have to make sure there is enough transparency into the data and the AI policy. What are the AI policies companies are using? If the insurance company does not explain how the AI is used in their risk assessment process, I think customer might be left feeling confused and frustrated, and unable to understand why they were denied the coverages, or why their premium is high compared to the other their colleagues, right? So so this part, like the ethical and the regulatory concern, this is very important for us to understand how data privacy and the bias is concerned. Right, impact of employment and the industry structure. If you see on this slide, I have considered the workflow evaluation, administrative automation, strategic reposition, and the organizational adaptation. So with the added advantage from the AI, there is I think um, um, I think we are moving toward more automation side, where each and every customers, or each and every individual or employee is well capable of handling the technical details about your products, right? So your claim process, if we are automating everything, then there will be a impact on non-technical resources. So it is very important for us as well to gain the as much as knowledge as we can about the AI and the big data, and how this data or AI is getting used into a different industry, and it is not only restricted to the insurance. We can see that the AI and big data is getting used for each and every industry, and it is getting divided equally. Your workforce, your business strategies, everything is getting based on the AI factors. Like if we are moving our data from sources to source piece, right? So we are automating our our resources, we are using the automated resources, and our strategies, our business strategies, our business architectures are getting built up on top of our automation resources, right? So to remove these factors, we have to make sure our resources or our employees are well trained and well aware about this new process, how this is getting calculated into our industries, right? So as I mentioned here, right, the AI and big data are significantly altering the landscape of employments and organizational structure within the insurance sector. As the automation of the routing task is shifting the demands from administrative roles to more tech-centric positions, fostering the need of professionals skill in the data analytics and machine learning. um, okay, so regarding the future trends and innovation, right? In the if you can see that, like, all the industries, all the companies are moving toward the AI and big data. So I think in the future, AI and big data will likely continue their expansions in the insurance sector. Predictive analytics will become even more sophisticated with the added algorithms and the machine learning factors and the different data points. Additionally, AI driven virtual assistants like chatbots will enhance the customer services, providing the instant supports and personalized advice. In fact, I'm working on one of the device that that device is going to collect all your real time data as and when customer get injured, so that that device will collect all your data, and then that will connect you with the real time application, and all your collected data will be get feed into a real time application. So with with this device, the initial process to collect the data and to inline the data is is getting it will be easy. It will be a easy process, right? So it's not only about a one device, or it's not only about the one source, because that device will be connected with multiple sources. And there will be a multiple factors involved to collect the device, to collect the data, like consider consider one of the insured is injured during the work hours. So what is the location, their insurance, their um, their level of injuries, that will be shared with the insurers, so that they can speed up the claim process. Also, this what this device will do, this will be making sure you are you are job ready before coming to the office, right? Or before starting your job again. So lot of insured, what we have observed, a lot of insured people, they are using this they are using the claim process, and they are delaying their joining dates. So with this device, what they can do, they can go ahead and start their onboarding process from home itself without moving anywhere. They can just they can use these VR glasses and this VR glasses will will create a real working environment for them. And based on that environment, they can start their rejoining process sooner than later. And this device also track their current process, so that they will not be able to make a fraud, and they will not be bluff with the companies and delay their joining process. Being said that, these emerging technologies, such as blockchains and IoT also will play a pivotal role. Blockchain will streamline the process like claim verification and fraud detections, while IoT devices will enable the real-time data collections for more accurate risk assessment. This innovation promises to the further revolutionizing the insurance operations, enhancing the efficiency and customer satisfactions, right? So to conclude my session, I would like to mention that the AI and big data is taking a big step. They are helping the insurance industry on the big level to collect their data from the different data source, like the policy, claim, customer records, healthcare records, right? They are helping to streamline. These two technologies are helping insurance industry to streamline the process, and to give a more customer centric products to the insured person. The companies are using all kind of devices or all kind of data, and they are making their they are making this industry heavy tools and technologies to go ahead and help the insurer. So going forward, this AI and big data is not only going to help the insurer, it is also going to help the insured as well. Okay, so being said that, just let me know if you have any questions related to this industry, or to how the AI and big data is getting help.
Thank you, Pankaj. That was a very, very in-depth discussion on how things are changing based on your current perspective, right?
Right,
Unfortunately, I don't see some of those in this part of the world. We do have some, but I think that will be a interesting trend as insurance company take on that big data, right? To
right.
really customize the way that their products are being offered to consumers like us. Yes, we do have some questions in the Q&A. Allow me to project them. Right. Let's look at the first question from our audience. So Charlotte here is asking, how does AI ensure privacy protection while leveraging personal data for insurance purposes? Now, in some of the use case that Pankaj, I think you were sharing, right? Things like wearing a smartwatch or even putting a device to monitor my driving behavior, right? So how could we address this concern on the privacy side of things? Could you share your thoughts on this?
Sure. So as and when we are building the model around the AI, right? We have a
Mm-hmm.
different user. We have different user groups, and their access levels are different. At the same time, AI is not giving access to, or the database is not giving access to their real data. All the data
Right.
are stored into an encrypted format, and
I
we are also building the model where all real data and the encrypted format are getting stored into a different different sources. So based on this multi-level authentications, right, and encryption patterns, we are making sure the data is stored and data is secure for each and every customers. And it is not like, uh, when I was working for one of my client, and I helped them to identify the 25,000 plus fraud customers, right? So
right,
in that case, I don't have, I mean, no one have access uh, to their real names or real customer or
right.
policy details. All the data that we have, those are in encryption format. So based on the data points, we have to understand like their visiting patterns, how they what are the different places they are visiting. um, those are reals, but their their private information was hidden and it was encrypted.
I see. So basically, the personal identifiable information, the PII, is being masked in this case just to address the privacy concern in that sense, right? So while the
Yes.
AI can still help us to kind of figure out, is this a fraudulent kind of a claim in that sense? Interesting.
Yes.
Right. We do have another questions from our audience. Allow me to project that quickly. So the question is, what measures are in place to mitigate potential biasness in the AI algorithm used for the insurance purpose? I think this is a good follow-up question
Yep.
based on just now on the privacy. So how could we tackle that, Pankaj, based on your past experience? What will be the best suggestion forward here?
Sure. First of all, this is a great question. And as I mentioned, AI and big data is helping all the industries to streamline their process, to make the decision fast and streamline the business strategies. But at the same
Mhm.
at those at with those added feature, there are risks also involved, like the data privacy, and other is a potential bias, right? So we are building the model, like the insurance industries are building the model where they are collecting the multiple data points. Not only they are not taking a decision based only on one data points. There is also the outliers are getting decided. If one or two outliers are there, we are not just removing those outliers, we are trying to understand what exactly that um, that outlier means and why this data is an outlier for these data sets, right? So to to answer this question, right, the potential biases means, like, if you are making a decision only on particular data points, but here we have multiple data points, we are tracking those, we are also reviewing those with multiple algorithms. At the same time, there is also um, underwriters and adjuster and reviewers are involved. It's not only the AI. End to end AI process is not, I don't think it's built in any of the industries as of now. So
Mm,
there are in the, particularly in the insurance, we have the underwriter, reviewer. These are the manual, these are still are the manual process, and they make sure that this is not only based on the decision is not only based only on the AI.
right. So hopefully by putting the human in the decision process, we can actually kind of reduce this biasness, right? Because I
Right.
look at it, if you look at the European Parliament, especially on the GDPR side of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are actually seriously talking about how do we avoid, or should I say, minimize the AI model on the
Right.
biasness. So I think eventually, if this law is being passed by the European Parliament, this will be something that I think we should be taking into consideration, to be very conscious of how this is actually going to impact our so-called the AI model itself. We do have one last question here. Allow me to
Sure.
project it. This is from our audience, Vincent. So Vincent is asking for a bit of a guidance here. So he's asking, is there any best recipe between addressing the positive risks, adoption, and perhaps compliance, based on what you have worked on so far? Pankaj, could you share some of your thoughts on this?
Sure. So can you explain more about these questions, like what exactly is intended?
Good question. I'm not sure. So Vincent mentioned specifically how do we actually look at the risk adoption? I guess because if you're talking about the insurance industry, right, we will
Mhm.
definitely need to look at how do we manage that to make sure that the premium that we so-called or put on the product itself, that we give it to our consumer or the customers, right, is actually being balanced out in that sense. So is there a way that AI will be able to help us out on this?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I understand the question.
Yeah, sure. So if I understand correctly, right, the Vincent is trying to understand how positively we can come up with the risk assessment and the premium processing. So as I mentioned, right,
Mm,
the industry is trying to collect the multiple data points, and based on that data points, like your the data from your health tracker, data from your social media, those are getting tracked, those are getting also the the telematic devices which are getting installed into your
yep,
vehicle. These datas are getting injected into our existing algorithms, and
right.
these data points are getting used to identify the risk or the coming risk, like even though if you go to the weather channel, right, and
Mm,
how they are predicting, like tomorrow it's going to be a rain or the thunderstorm, or the um, it will be a sunny weather. So the similar way it's happening in the insurance industries as well. So we are trying to understand the pattern, like if there is a thunderstorm, or if there is some climate change, what this climate change is going to impact on particular area. Can we expect some claims, and how many customers are there, how many policy holders are there in that particular areas.
mm. So yeah, I guess that will be it. But again, like I said, I think it's quite a bit of a tricky part, right? Especially
Yeah.
when you have all this new data stream. The social media, I think, is a bit scary, even the in that sense, right? That
Yeah, that's
you
true.
may be tracked, or the data source is being ingested into the AI model. I do understand the telemetry kind of a data, especially if you use a navigation software like Waze or Google Map, depending how you've actually drive in terms of displaying a good driver behavior or a cautious driver, that may
Yes.
potentially give you or so-called entitle you to a discount on your
Yeah.
so-called premium of the car insurance. Yep.
Right.
Anyway, Pankaj, thank you so much for sharing your insight on this specific topic. Like I said, I find it very interesting as, like I said, as you share, right? A lot of this thing can be used to customize better products and benefits the consumer, like you and me, in that specific area. We thank you again for
Sure,
really
John.
spending time with us in that sense. Pankaj,
Uh,
we hope to see you again in next year's session. Hopefully, you would be able to again share with us more inspirational kind of areas how this industry has actually changed over time as well.
sure.
Thank you, Pankaj.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, John, for giving me this
No
opportunity,
worries.
and thank you, everyone, for joining the session.
Absolutely. So coming up in the next hour, we do have Jordan Morrow, who is going to take the keynote address with us for the end of the Big Data Days 2024. So please join us in that session itself so that we can actually gain some thought sharing on this specific topic itself. Thank you again, everybody. We hope to see you in the next session on the keynote address as well. Thank
Thank
you.
you.